Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving deep inside, well, you. Inside the most complex machine on the planet. We're going to uncover this incredible high-speed network that's constantly perceiving, processing, and protecting you every single moment of every day. I mean, really think about it for a sec. You've done this, right? Your body just moves on its own. It's like it doesn't even ask for permission. And that's something we've all experienced, which brings up a really cool question. Okay, so logically, the ouch, that's hot signal has to go all the way from your hand up to your brain, right? And then the get your hand off there command has to travel all the way back down. So how in the world does your hand move before your brain even seems to know what's happening?
Well, the answer is just brilliant. Your body has this incredible emergency bypass. Think of it like a shortcut on a highway, a secret route that your nervous system uses for one simple reason: keeping you safe. That's priority number one.
This is what we call a reflex action, and it's basically your body's autopilot kicking in. When there's an emergency, there's just no time to send the message all the way up to headquarters, the brain, and wait for a reply. Nope, the decision is made on the spot, locally, right there in the spinal cord.
So let's trace that emergency signal step by step. First, a receptor in your skin just screams hot. That signal zips down a sensory neuron straight to the spinal cord. Now this is the cool part. An interneuron in there acts like a super fast railway switch, and boom, it immediately redirects that danger signal over to a motor neuron. That motor neuron then shouts at your muscle, the effector, contract, now, and your hand pulls back. The whole thing is over before your brain even gets the memo.
Okay, but how does a signal travel that fast? It needs wires, right? Well, your body has the most amazing, sophisticated biological wiring you can possibly imagine.
And that wiring is made of these things, neurons. They are the absolute building blocks of your entire nervous system. You can kind of think of them like the fiber optic cables for your body's own personal internet, just zapping information around as these tiny little electrical sparks.
And it's not a one-size-fits-all situation. We've actually got 3 specialized types of these neurons, like different kinds of couriers. You've got your sensory neurons. They're the reporters on the scene, sending info in to central command. Then you've got motor neurons. They're the messengers, carrying the orders out from command to your muscles. And then you have the interneurons. They're the critical link, the middlemen connecting the other two, mostly hanging out in the brain and spinal cord.
But here's a mind-blowing detail. These neurons aren't one long continuous wire. Nope, there are these tiny microscopic gaps between them called synapses. And at this gap, the electrical signal actually transforms into a chemical signal, makes a leap across to the next neuron, and turns back into an electrical one. It's like this incredible, non-stop relay race happening millions of times a second all over your body.
All right, so we've seen how reflexes take that shortcut, bypassing the brain for pure speed. But most of the time, all that information is heading straight for the main event, the central command center, where the real processing, decision-making, and all our conscious thought happens.
And this is headquarters, the brain and the spinal cord, together known as the central nervous system. This is where all those signals from your senses actually get interpreted, where your memories live, where you decide to do, well, anything. So let's take a quick tour of the main departments, shall we?
First up, we've got the cerebrum. This is the big one, the main office, the CEO of your brain. Pretty much every conscious choice you make, from what you're going to say next to just deciding to get up and walk, it all starts right here. This part takes all that raw data pouring in from your senses and weaves it into the reality you experience.
Tucked away at the back, you've got the cerebellum. Now, if the cerebrum is the CEO deciding what to do, the cerebellum is like the master choreographer. It's not making the big decisions, but it's making sure every single movement is smooth, graceful, coordinated, and that you don't just fall over. Super important.
And then you have the parts of the brain that are just humming along in the background, keeping you alive without you even thinking about it. You've got the medulla oblongata. Think of it as the life support system. It's in charge of your heartbeat, your breathing, all the stuff you don't consciously control. And then there's the hypothalamus. This is like your body's internal thermostat and regulator, managing hunger, thirst, body temperature, basically making sure everything is running just right.
Okay, but wait, how does the brain even get this information from the outside world to begin with? Well, your body is equipped with these incredible data-gathering devices. Let's zoom in on 2 of the most amazing ones, your eyes and your ears.
Take your eye. It is constantly, and I mean constantly, refocusing. When you look at something far away, these tiny little muscles relax, and your lens gets flatter. But then, to look at something up close, like, say, the screen right in front of you, those muscles contract and the lens gets rounder.
It's this non-stop adjustment that keeps the world in sharp focus. And that's not all. At the very same time, the colored part of your eye, the iris, is working just like the aperture on a fancy camera. You walk into a bright room, and circular muscles squeeze your pupil tiny to protect it. You go into a dark room, and other muscles pull it wide open to let in every last bit of light. And you don't even have to think about it. It's a totally automatic reflex.
Now, what about sound? Let's follow a single sound wave. First, it gets funneled into your ear canal and hits the eardrum, making it vibrate. Then those vibrations are passed on to 3 of the tiniest bones in your whole body, the ossicles, which act like an amplifier. They send these boosted vibrations into a snail-shaped fluid-filled thing called the cochlea. And this is where the magic happens. Those physical vibrations get turned into electrical nerve signals that the brain can actually understand.
But wait, there's more. Your ear has this amazing secret side hustle. It's not just for hearing. Deep inside, you have these structures called the semicircular canals, and they act like your own personal gyroscope. They can tell which way your head is tilted, or if you're spinning, and they send that info straight to the cerebellum. Remember, the brain's coordination center. And the cerebellum uses that data to tell your muscles how to adjust so you stay balanced. Incredible, right?
So, we've gone from a simple, life-saving reflex all the way to the incredible complexity of sight and sound. When you put it all together, what's the big picture here? What's the main takeaway?
I think the most mind-bending part is this. Your experience of the world isn't really direct. It's a construction, a beautifully complex interpretation. All of these pieces we've talked about, from a single neuron firing to the different parts of your brain, they're all working together in this silent, seamless symphony of signals. And that symphony is your reality.
When you really think about it, this nervous system is the conductor of your entire existence. It's running all the automatic stuff in the background that you never have to worry about, the stuff that literally keeps you alive. And, at the same time, it's what allows you to have every single conscious thought, feeling, and experience.
And that kind of leaves us with one last big philosophical question to chew on. If every single thing you perceive, the light coming from this screen, the sound of my voice right now, if it's all just a pattern of electrical signals being decoded inside your brain, then what even is real? Kind of makes you think, doesn't it? Thanks for joining me.